Welcome to Silicon Valley Nonprofits, a service of KMVT Community Media. I'm Bev Lenahan, your host, and today our guest is Maria Dunn, Executive Director of Parents Helping Parents. Thanks for being here today, Maria.
My
nice
pleasure.
to see you. It's just exciting to think about all the work that you do, so let's just dive right in. People are more concerned in this digital age than they ever were about supporting one another and making sure they can count on the people that they count on. Your agency has a particular focus about this whole support system. Tell our viewers about it.
Alrighty, so Parents Helping Parents started 42 years ago by two moms who had children with Down syndrome and has since grown to a staff of 35 and about 100 volunteers. And the agency is founded around parents who are raising children with special needs or disabilities, supporting each other to help children receive the resources and services that they need so that they can grow up to lead full and productive lives.
So that sounds easy, but I know it's very complicated when you get right down to it.
Parenting is never easy.
No,
Yeah.
it certainly isn't. So the parents are very busy, these parents that we are talking about. They're
Yes.
very busy themselves. They have work probably and caring for their own families. How do you reach them with so many needs that they have and that you can offer?
So we serve over 5,000 families every year, and depending on where the family is in terms of their child's diagnosis, they may come in and out of the PHP system. So we typically come into parents' lives immediately after the diagnosis, ideally, and then train them to receive the supports and services that the child needs at that stage. And then as the child gets older and maybe enters kindergarten or is exiting the K through 12 system, they keep kind of coming in and out of the PHP family to get the services they need. We connect with them via all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn.
Using all the digital tools.
All the digital tools, as well as e-blasts. We do a monthly e-news as well as some targeted e-newsletters. But a lot of it is person to person. They're often referred to us by their physicians, by their friends, by their neighbors, by their relatives. So our most common referral is person to person. Yeah.
And I know you have a lot of trainings and support groups too, where you meet physically with the families.
We do. So PHP historically has been a very personal organization where all training was done person to person. So together in a living room, together in a meeting room, together in a conference room, together in a training room. 18 months ago, we launched an e-learning initiative, so now we have 200 videos on our website.
My goodness.
So people don't have to get in traffic to come and be trained, but the person-to-person connection that happens in a training room when people are able to meet each other really is magic, and technology can't replace that. However, having e-resources available for people 24/7 is really critical.
It's a holistic approach, so people can put together the kind of services that really meet their needs where they are. That's very good. Well, tell us about one family that comes to mind that has really been helped by your services, and a little bit about how they came to you and how you worked with them.
So I'm thinking of a family who's much in common with many of our families. Often families have this trajectory that they were referred to us by 2 or 3 different doctors or caregivers or community organizations who the child had been diagnosed with autism, and while the parents were working very diligently to get that child ABA services, there's a bigger world of things for the parents to learn. As most of us are aware, parenting is very challenging, but when you combine that with the child having a disability, very few parents are prepared to understand how the systems of care work to support that child. So PHP helped by providing special education basics class to teach the parent how to work with the school district as the child was turning 3. Parents Helping Parents had a group called Sharing the Journey. It's funded by Santa Clara County. And it is a 6-week program that leads a family from grief through some really practical information about how raising a child who has a disability will be different and what resources are out there for that family.
We forget there's a lot of grief in this whole process.
There's a lot of grief in this whole process. Parents I often think back when I became pregnant with our first child, I received 5 copies of What to Expect When You're Expecting, but no one expects a disability diagnosis, particularly a profound disability diagnosis.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you were able to meet the needs that came up
Yes.
and put together an approach. One of the things that I heard was this referral that comes from a doctor or someone else. And I think a lot of it also must come to you from people who have shared an experience and they know all about what you do and then they refer you.
Absolutely. Our families who have children with disabilities, they have many professionals in their lives, professional social workers and doctors and neurologists or psychiatrists. However, being able to walk the path with another parent who understands the emotional journey of sharing diagnosis information with your own parents or sharing it with your neighbors or how it feels to be in an IEP meeting and to individual education plan. So for children with disabilities in the school district, they have special programs for them. And when parents have to go to the school district to receive this service for their children, and connecting with other parents who've been through that process helps them understand emotionally what the experience is like, as well as understand practically what their rights are in the educational system.
So that's all part of it too, the whole legal aspect of what to expect and how to work with that system. Yeah, that's very complicated, I'm sure.
We also train parents on how to work with a regional center, how to apply for IHSS, how to apply for SSI and other public benefits for children with disabilities.
Well, one program I'm aware of is the SIB shops,
Yes.
or the sibling training that you have and workshops that you have. Describe those.
So SIB Shop's a great program. It's for children who are age 8 to 12 who have a sibling who has a disability. And often for our families, there's a feeling of isolation or being alone.
Yes.
But it can be particularly strong in children who have friends who have brothers and sisters, but no one's brother or sister is quite like their brother or sister with a disability. So the SIB Shop program, the kids come together, they play, they do games, they eat pizza, and then we do a half-hour sharing circle, and they talk about their life experience with having a sibling with a special need, and it helps these children 8 to 12 feel less alone.
Oh, I think that's so important. And I know you're going to start one for younger kids too.
We're piloting it this year.
It's
for age 5 to 7.
That's really, really cool. And again, partnerships are so important in helping you grow some of these programs too, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, we want people to be able to reach out to you, and especially parents who may have special needs children in their lives and aren't aware of Parents Helping Parents. How best can they do that?
So our website, php.com, we founded it before they had .orgs. php.com has information about how to email us, how to call us, and it has a lot of electronic resources also available. So that's the best way to reach us.
Good. And I know you can always use volunteers and, of course, people to help with financial support as well.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being with us, Maria, and all good fortune in the work that you and Parents Helping Parents is doing.
Thank you, Bev.
Thank you.
Thank you.